another one of my series of Goddess Chats, where I interview who I think are kick-ass women with amazing jobs or amazing personalities, or something about them is really amazing and I really admire them and I want the whole world to know my iconic women in my books. Today we have a lady called Sabrina.
Hi!
And I've known Sabrina for a couple of years now. When I first moved to London and started having an Instagram account, she is one of the first mums I followed. Her account is Royal Mums. But she's not here today to talk about her Instagram account because I am very excited to tell you she is one of the world's most premier authenticator of branded goods.
Yeah.
She's also a mom of 3. I was gonna say mom of 2, but the baby's already big now. Anyway, Sabrina, why don't you tell us a bit more about yourself? Like, what's your background and
Who I am. Yeah. So my name's Sabrina, obviously. I'm a mum of 3, as you have very well said, and not 2. Sometimes I should actually be 4. If you include the husband, then it's 4.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. So,
especially when they're sick.
Yeah. So who am I? I am a luxury goods expert. I am known for teaching people how to spot fake handbags, and at the same time sourcing some of the world's rarest handbags. And it all started off as a hobby. So I'm a bit of a junkie when it comes to bags, especially these ones in the orange box.
The one in the orange box.
Yeah, so it didn't all start like that. It all started when I was 22 and I first met Adam, my prince.
Yeah, the love of her life.
The love of my life.
Yes.
And he used to travel to Switzerland all the time. And when he used to travel on a Friday, sometimes I used to go and join him and we'll spend like a weekend there.
Yes.
So I think this is your coffee.
Oh! I'm actually waiting for coffee because I haven't had my
She hasn't eaten or had anything. We don't want her passing out on. Shall I please you?
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
We are actually in Sabrina's office in the famed Bulgari Hotel and Residence. So this is where we are actually having a conversation. So I've got my coffee right here. So continue, Sabrina. Sorry. So
as he was, Zurich, there's a street called Bahnhofstrasse.
Yes.
So he used to be in meetings, and I used to walk. And there's not really much to do apart from walk and go. At that time, being 22, 23.
Window shopping.
Only window shopping, and I used to go into the Hermes store and be like, oh my god, this is amazing, what is this shop? And they had like a click-clack, the bracelet, which is the bracelet with the H.
Yes.
And at the time I think it was like £300, and I was like, oh, I just want to save £300 for this click-clack. And then I went into Chanel, and there was a Chanel classic flat bag which was £1,800.
Yes,
and I was like, oh my god, I want it, but I want it now, but I can't pay £1,800 for it.
Yes.
So I then went on a search when we used to travel for used second-hand bags.
Yes.
So whenever we travelled, I'd find somebody who sold second-hand goods.
Wow.
Or I looked on eBay, but then I didn't know whether I'm buying was
authentic,
real or fake, or what's the deal behind it. So then I just, through networking, back then, good old networking, different from Instagram then, you had to actually physically meet people and talk to them. And so so I just ended up. Are we recording? We're not recording.
It is still. No, wait. It is. It is still recording. Stop for a moment. Okay, go on then. Yeah, this is our blooper.
This is
Okay, go on.
Yeah, so that's it. So I just kind of accidentally fell into it, and then ended up finding a knack that I could actually find these bags.
Yeah.
And then I had one bag. I had a vintage Kelly. And
that's an Hermes.
Which is an Hermes Kelly,
in one of these boxes, yes.
Yeah, so basically I then bought one, and then my friend was like, oh my god, I'll buy it off you. I'll pay you double for what you paid for it. So then I was thinking, oh my god, okay, fine, I'll go back to the shop I went and got another one. And then through there,
which country was that when you were traveling?
Tokyo.
In Japan.
Something up from Tokyo.
Right. But your background actually is in law, wasn't it?
Yes. So I was a lawyer by trade.
So were you then traveling in all these places as a lawyer, or
no? When I was a lawyer, I was just literally, we used to sit in the back of the office, make notes and whatnot. So I was doing that until I was 22. But actually, since then, I actually set up a property business when I was 22 from another client who ended up.
See, this is why she's a kick-ass woman in my books, you see.
So that's what I ended up doing. I set up a property business for about 5 years, which was more very complex property SPV structures and things like that.
So you use your legal head to run that business.
Yeah, and that was my own company. So I took that risk while I was very young. I could take the risk then.
Yeah, because you had no kids then.
Yeah. And then Adam was in a very stable job.
Yeah.
And, you know, so I could be the one that was a bit risky.
Yes.
And then when I was about 26, I was pregnant with Xavier, which was my first child. I was like, I don't really want to be going to an office all day long and working long hours. And then because I'd already started buying and selling bags on the side.
As a hobby.
Yeah. I went, let me do this seriously. Let me set up a website. So I called up a company. Said, can you build me a website? So I set up a website back then, and then realised that actually this is what I really want to do, and it's something I could do on the side and still be with my baby. Right,
okay. So basically this business came about also because you want to be a mom at home with your children, and also that you have a passion for bags. So really, some people don't believe that you actually can make money from your passion, isn't it? Everybody thinks that, you got to be in a boring job to earn an income. But actually, if you do work on your passion, but you got to put your business head on it. Yeah. It can't just be all about passion and nothing else, right?
And calculated as well. Yes. So you have to make. So I think you have when it's a passion, it's no longer a job.
Yes. You wake up every day having fun. Yeah. So tell me, how did you end up having how did you know that you have a knack? How did you find this skill to tell, how did you develop it over time, or did you just have this like gut instinct, or what was it? Like, I really want to know.
I just researched, because obviously being studious with the legal background, I read and I went onto forums, and I'm a bit of a geek deep down, although I like the nice things.
I think I'm a bit too.
I think we all are.
I think we are a bit secretly geeky.
Yeah, geeky side, and being Asian, you have that education built into you to always study and
so I kind of constantly search and educate yourself.
And I love the studying part. I just didn't like applying it. that I'm really rubbish at. Okay. So I can read a book well. So I just was studying, and then realised actually there's nothing in the country that teaches people how to spot fake handbags. So I then went as a luxury business consultant and worked in other businesses that do something similar, and to teach them how to spot fake handbags.
So you basically self-taught?
Yeah. Because there's no school of authentication, so that was a gap missing in the market.
Right.
So in between then, I was like, hang on, there's a gap missing, I'll make that. So I'll teach.
You created your own little job.
Yeah. So then I ended up working with other companies, and when you work in other companies, you realise what would I do if I could create this amazing business? Yeah. What would I do today, and how would I build that? And that was how Luxury Promise was kind of born.
Okay.
So Luxury Promise, hang on, there are consignment stores. You can go and consign your items.
Yes.
But you physically leave the bag, and it takes 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. Whereas I wanted to have something where people can actually take a picture of their item, it still be at home.
Yes.
And when it's sold, that's where a marketplace, it comes to us. Like eBay, for example, you sell an item. Yes. It goes, you drop ship it directly to the person.
Yes.
No one can check it's real.
Yeah, no one. Yeah, exactly. You don't know what you're buying.
Or even the condition to say was said it was new, but actually it's been used.
Actually, it's not like you've seen scarf or whatever. Yeah.
So that's why I was like, okay, let's do this. Let me put our skill set. Yeah. So we have a team of all trained authenticators. So the bag goes on the product, on the website. Yeah. When it's sold, it comes to us. We check it.
Comes into your office for you to then do a last minute just to make sure that your clients are getting the right product.
Exactly.
So as usual, I ask all my interviewees 3 tips from their business or their passion. So Sabrina, what 3 tips? I'm sure we know what we want to hear from here. So what 3 tips would you share with our viewers? I know there's a lot of women out there, so I know you want to know this. So I'm sure it's got to do with how to tell when a good is fake. Yeah. Or fake good. Yeah. Okay, so give us 3 tips. What would you like to share with us?
Tip number 1 is always, I think you always look, the starting point is the price. If it's too good to be true, it generally is
too good. If it's too cheap to be true, it's too cheap.
Yeah. And sometimes, I'm not saying that sometimes you can get cases where someone is literally like, I just need the money, I want to sell. Yes. Then fine, you do get that. I'm just not saying it never happens.
Yes,
sometimes.
yes. Maybe she's like, she's got so much money and she's going through a horrible event or something.
Or it was a divorce
bad memory
and a bad memory. They just want it out. Then fine, sometimes you can get a good deal like that. So that's what I always look at. Obviously, it depends on, look at your source, where it's coming from. If you're looking at buying, for example, from Instagram,
Yeah.
Check, have they a registered company? Have they a website? Are they just an Instagram page? Yeah. And also as well, remember when someone's selling you an image digitally, or selling you digitally, it could be an image of a real bag.
Ah, okay, so you think you're buying the bag in the photo, you think, oh, that looks really nice in the picture, but actually it's not just a picture.
Yeah, it's just a picture.
It's not a picture of the actual bag.
Yeah. And so you could be sent something different.
Right.
And
I mean, it even happens on I bought something on eBay. It looks beautiful in the picture. It's like a dress. And then when it came, it was so not the dress. And it was like, what? It's like two completely different things.
Yeah.
So it can happen.
Yeah, that's what I just say, look at. And also the third thing is looking at the source, where it's coming from. Make sure, I mean, look, people do sell on Instagram. I see people selling Birkins on Instagram, and they just sell on Instagram. They don't have a registered address. They don't give you the pictures or the information that you need.
Yeah.
So this is why we were here.
And then if it's turned out to be fake, they have no recourse. They have no legal recourse to get their money back.
And if you do want to take the risk, then pay by PayPal. Because PayPal can give you that protection.
Right.
So just obviously make sure you're not sending it as a gift. You're actually getting invoiced for the item. You're not sending it as a friend's paying a friend. You're actually being invoiced and paying for it there. So these are the 3 tips. So we have a selection of items that caught my eye in her lovely little corner in this hotel. So is this a bag for sale? No, this is my
Sorry guys, close your eyes and don't look. So for those who are interested in luxury goods, and you're not, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you know, I've heard of the brand Hermes, but you like, what is this Kelly? What is this Birkin? So Sabrina, you want to tell us a little bit more about this bag that you
Why is it so special?
Yeah, why is it so special?
Everyone goes crazy about. It is an investment piece. When people say, I'm going to buy a bag, which is an investment. It's the Hermes Birkin, and you make it an investment.
Right.
So this is the thing that we always tell people to do.
Okay, in terms of investment, we talk about
restaurants is somewhere here in the area?
Sorry, yes, at the back.
Ah, thank you. Excuse me. Liquid bang.
Yeah.
Sorry, we had a bit of interruption.
Someone needed the toilets and came from the wrong area.
And walked into the room. Okay, so as we're talking about, when we talk about investment, people buy stocks, people buy gold, or today's Bitcoin. What kind of returns of investment are we talking about? Like 10%, 20%?
100%.
100%. 100%. I need to buy me one of these.
Yeah, that's why I know when everyone says to me, oh, you're such a snob, you only want a Birkin or a Kelly. It's not. I have children. Tomorrow I drop dead, I want my children to be able to sell this and say,
correct,
it wasn't something, fashion is fast. So when you buy a Gucci dinosaur bag, for example, it's gonna go out of fashion in a season. And you know what? That Gucci bag probably be sold in Bicester Village a few years, a year later.
A year or two later.
When people come to sell, and they was like, no, I paid £1,200 for my bag. And I'm really sorry, your bag is worth £500 because in Bicester Village it's being sold for £600. You've got a used bag that's in Bicester Village, so it's going to be a bit less. So then you're going to actually lose money. Whereas the Birkin, you can't walk in and buy it. And their whole motto behind the Hermes Birkin is, the Queen had to wait for her carriage to be fitted. So if the Queen had to wait for her carriage to be fitted, then the world's richest, most exclusive women should have to wait for their bags to be made.
For her own little, expensive carriage.
Yeah.
So, so Luxury Promise does have things like LV backpacks and Chanel bags. So on average, what kind of how much cheaper on average? I know you can't give exact figure.
About 70% cheaper than
70% cheaper than the actual new prices.
Yeah. Okay, so for example, this was it's £950.
So this is a Chanel mini
classic
flap. So the original is it 900?
So this is 950 what we're selling it for.
Oh.
And
950,
it retails for about £2,500.
Yeah, I've got now the prices already. I bought mine so long ago. So now the prices is that, you see, unlike the Hermes, this is not like an investment buy, isn't it?
It is an investment because the prices of Chanel goes up.
Oh.
So for example, this is a vintage Chanel. The lady would have probably paid about $300-400 back in the 80s.
Ah, right.
So she would have made money being sold. It is, but it doesn't. It won't give you the same return. So
as the Birkin.
My tip always when buying anything luxury, always go for classic.
Right.
Something that's always going to be repeated in season because there's always a demand for it.
Yeah.
Try not to go for limited edition pieces because people always say limited edition is like amazing.
Yes.
But not all of them are limited edition. They're worth more when it's in demand.
Yes.
So
If they're still, and then if the demand dies off, like 3-4 years later, if the designer is out of fashion,
exactly,
nobody wants to buy that anymore, isn't it? Okay.
So that's the tips I kind of give. Go for classic. And the 3 brands, if you can go for them, is Louis Vuitton, Chanel, and Hermes. Don't touch anything else.
Let me repeat again: LV or Louis Vuitton, Chanel, and Hermes. So if
your pronunciation is amazing, by the way.
Well, I did live in France. I know everybody's like Hermes. I'm like, what is Hermes? Hermes.
Well done.
I mean, you gotta roll. You gotta like. I remember in Asia, people always said Louis Vuitton. I'm like, what is Louis Vuitton? Oh, Louis Vuitton. Oh, but one more thing. Sabrina also does
diamonds.
Does diamonds, right? Do you want to show a little bit quick?
So we have these beautiful diamonds here.
So I've been eyeing all her diamonds because your diamond pieces are also cheaper than a lot of jewelry stores, isn't it?
So from our platform gives you access to luxury globally, and that means also giving you access to these diamonds at wholesale price. So when you typically buy a diamond is bought off the high street. So you can go to Tiffany, for example, or Cartier, and buy a diamond. Or you can go to a high street shop. That obviously comes from a supplier, a trade, someone who just trades bags of diamonds. Our diamonds are coming direct from the diamond traders at diamond trade prices. Okay,
and then you just do a little markup for all your for your website.
Yeah. So even with our even with the commission involved, it's still cheaper. So we have like diamond eternity bands from £400.
Honey, you listening? I need a new bracelet. Now, I think that was a lovely. I've been wanting to ask her all these questions. I'm so glad I finally managed to pin her down. And I'm sure you guys now know when you go out there, don't look at your, buying your bags from eBay or whatever. I have seen so many fakes on eBay. If you want to buy a fake bag, by all means do it, but be conscious. What is it? That's one. I remember you reading an interview that you did. You could be funding child traffickers. Yeah. So just be aware. I mean, I'm not gonna judge you if you want to buy a fake bag because that's your prerogative. But Sabrina and I would not recommend it because there's
so many bad things about buying fake handbags. One is you could be buying a bag from a child that's been human trafficked or snatched away from its parents.
Yeah.
2, the materials could be toxic. So you could be buying something which hasn't gone through quality control, could have lead in the paint, which then rubs on your clothes.
Yeah, it can cause you a lot of.
Then you touch your clothes and then eat. You don't wash your hands, or your child touches your clothes.
Yeah,
and then
that can cause a lot actually. Allergy problem is really quite bad. It can even burn your skin.
Yeah, so it's dangerous, and also it funds terrorism. So that's a whole new, and it's a black market of trillions of dollars.
Yes.
And imagine what trillions of dollars can do of black market money, what damage it can make.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Yeah.
So if you can't afford it, save up for one classic bag. Like for me, I've got one classic at Chanel, and I don't really want to use it very often. It comes out on a special occasion, and it was for a very special. It was my husband bought it after I gave birth to my 4th child, so I will always remember that. But you know what? Just buy one. If you can't afford it, then don't try to follow fashion because there's no point, trying to follow fashion if it's not your cup of tea or if it's not your, if you can't really afford it. Don't fall into bad debt or try and buy things that you shouldn't buy. But anyway, I don't want to preach to you. So Sabrina, can I have one free bag?
Yeah, go for it. Just not this one. Hang on 1 second.
I want this. I want the shoes too. I want everything. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you like this video. If you got any questions, write them down below. And if you got any questions for Sabrina, I will also link her Instagram and her website in the description box. If you would like to subscribe to me, you know what to do. Click subscribe, and find both of us on Instagram too. And if you want to buy her products, you can ask her for a discount. You don't ask me.
Yeah, just send me a message. We'll give you a discount.
Okay, thank you so much for watching, and have a great
Bye.
week.